Hey there friendos, Newbornkilik here, welcoming you back to another awesome gaming-related video. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Amiibo, and kind of some of the small controversies surrounding that. Now, I need to first off just say that this Amiibo looks incredible. Oh my goodness, look at this gorgeous piece of just craftsmanship. This is beautiful. Now with this kind of detail and quality, you would probably expect a higher price tag, and you would be absolutely correct. Locking in at 25 bucks, this is $10 more than your standard Amiibo. However, the size looks a little bit bigger. It's kind of hard to tell size, honestly. The amount of quality and the fact that there are really two figures in here. $25 I feel is a very reasonable asking price for something of this quality. No friends, my problems do not lie with the predictable price complaints. No, it's the gameplay changing aspects of this Amiibo here. For those of you that don't know, if you dish out the extra 25 bucks and buy this Amiibo alongside Skyward Sword, find yourself being able to fast travel from any location in the game back up to the sky, so you can resupply and and then you can tap it again and go back directly to where you were. So it's kind of like it cuts out some of the tedium and stuff of having to go back to the shop, which I think is a great idea overall. You know, I don't particularly mind once you're stuck in a dungeon. I personally think you should be stuck in that dungeon, you know, prepare beforehand. That's part of what you think about going into it, but this Amiibo essentially removes all of that, which is fine. You know, you don't have to play that way. My only real issue that this is a pretty decent quality of life upgrade that is essentially stuck behind a paywall. Albeit a very god-dang beautiful paywall, it's still a paywall nonetheless. Nintendo has always kind of had a strange balancing act on how exactly to incentivize people and, you know, what perks to give in-game when it comes to their Amiibos. However, the most egregious one, I would probably have to say, in my knowledge at least, would be Mario Party 10. There was a whole game mode that you just couldn't play if you didn't have an Amiibo, like a Mario Amiibo, which is kind of rough in my opinion. And yes, Mario Party 10 was only $40, and rightfully so at that point, but I feel like the game had a lot of potential. The Wii U gamepad was very nice for that Bowser mode, and I actually played Mario Party 10 a lot more than I played Super Mario Party for that reason. I thought the Bowser mode was really fun. All this just to say that Nintendo is not a stranger to locking things behind a paywall. And let's be honest, if it were anyone else, people would be in an uproar about it. If EA decides to lock, you know, a quarter of the game or a certain, you know, function of the game behind a paywall, people are going to be understandably upset. However, when Nintendo does it, as long as the figure's pretty, it's for some reason okay. And my main problem with this is that it is a slippery slope. Okay, this is something, in my opinion, that should be available for part of the base game. I own Skyward Sword. I have no reason to buy it again. Small quality of life changes such as this are great selling points in my opinion, but now I have to spend what is essentially half the price of the game, $25, to unlock one tiny thing that could easily just be included in the, you know, base price of the game. So ladies and gentlemen, I really do want to buy this figure, but I don't think I will. I just can't get over what it stands for. At the end of the day, just vote with your pocketbooks if you don't really agree with this sort of gameplay changing behavior out of what is essentially a paywall. Again, albeit a very beautiful paywall, then just don't buy it. Now, I'm not entirely sure what other Amiibos do in this regard. If other Amiibos allow you to do this fast travel function, still a little bit weird, but, you know, you got an old Amiibo laying around, I got Stairfax just sitting over there, that would work perfectly fine for me, and, you know, I'd be able to access this chunk of the game with an investment that I already had. That's not as bad in my opinion, but I don't really agree with this kind of marketing. To put it into perspective, for a little while in the Call of Duty community, there was kind of a meme going around where, well, you know, in about 10 years you're going to have to pay 5 cents to reload, which is a necessary gameplay function, okay? So clearly this is not that egregious, but there's still a functionality of the game that is there. It exists in the game. That is just stuck behind a paywall. Not really a fan of that, honestly. I'm still gonna buy Skyward Sword, of course, because, I mean, I want it. I haven't played Skyward Sword in a long time, and I've always said that the best way to play Skyward Sword is with wireless nunchuck and the Wiimote. So the fact that the Joy-Cons are essentially wireless anyway, boom, match made in heaven. Down in the comments below, let me know what you think of this amiibo, this beautiful piece of artwork, and let me know what you think about the in-game ramifications of it essentially having a mechanic just locked behind a paywall there. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members for sticking around for so long. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like to join them, you can support me on Patreon, drop a sub on Twitch. Twitch has been popping off as well, or become a member here on YouTube as well. Anyway, I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.